I think that Ben Anderson's friends have also, they've been so involved in this, and I know that they've been, kind of racking their brain thinking why. And at the beginning, they were calling in tips. They saw his car. They saw people outside his car. Any idea who those people were and if there are other people still under investigation?
Don't have any other investigations in this office at this time.
Okay.
So,
it sounds like it is a very heinous case. Would you consider looking at this as a potential capital case? I
look at every first-degree murder committed in Maricopa County by somebody who is 18 or older as a potential capital case. I go through a very set process, and I don't deviate from that process for any case. And that oftentimes takes a little bit more time past charging, because one of the things that we wait for are mitigating information from the defense before I make the decision whether to pursue the death penalty. But it's reviewed and a recommendation made by senior attorneys within this office. But ultimately, it's my decision. And I certainly will look at this case as I look at every other case.
I also wanted to ask, we don't usually get to talk to you about cases like this, especially as they're kind of in this process. Why did you want to talk about this case?
Well, I think that there had been a number of people expressing an interest in it, certainly the length of time. And I think it gives, honestly, it gives me a good opportunity to sit down and say, here are some of the things that people aren't taking into account when they're asking why things take a while. You saw it with your own eyes, the Gilbert Goons case, where people are like, we want charges yesterday. And, I stood in this very room saying, hold on, it's going to take us a little bit of time, but we are working on it. And I think people in this day and age of, 1-hour TV shows don't realize just the mechanics of what's going on behind the scenes. As I said, the digital evidence is a huge piece of that, just the time to review that and then put it all together. It's very time consuming.
So from here, it will either go, there are really two options, right? You have an arrest, a warrant, a direct complaint, preliminary, or a grand jury. So what is next, I guess?
So once the review is done, and then if charges are filed, and of course charges are not evidence, people are presumed innocent. Yes. But if charges are filed, then we will make the decision to either go through a grand jury process or a preliminary hearing. And, likely, a warrant would be served, especially for the person in custody. That's the process. And then the timeline starts for when this goes to trial. Now, continuances can be asked for, particularly by the defense, but they have a speedy trial right. And we'll just go forward with prosecuting. I can't imagine having to wait to see justice. I mean, the thing about the criminal justice system is there is no perfect justice. I mean, he's still gone, and he's still going to be gone. But still waiting for that, kind of societal stamp of, hey, we're not okay with what happened to you, and we want to hold people accountable. That's hard to wait for, but it's worth waiting for if it's done well and it's done right. And just know that we care, and we are working on it very hard.
When you look at a 5,000-page, report from MCSO, can you tell us, or just describe the investigation and the energy that it took? Maybe not the specifics, but anything you can tell us about this investigation.
Well, I mean, that tells you there's a lot of interviews that are done, a lot of people that probably have to be located. And, you may have to go back and re-interview them, because it's not uncommon that you'll talk to a witness and then somebody else will tell you something more or different, and you have to go back to the first witness. So, I mean, it is labor intensive, and no matter what, I mean, you can have DNA and you can have digital evidence and everything else, but there is always going to be a degree of just good old-fashioned detective work, and the primary resource expended on that is shoe leather. I mean, it just takes a lot of work.
Yeah. Can you tell us we have the police report, which is the sheriff's office report, we have the video, any other pieces of evidence that you can tell us about?
Not specifically, just to say that there is a lot of digital evidence, digital files, and that will become, clearer as the case goes on. Yeah. Particularly if charges are filed.
We will keep you updated on this case and potential charges here on Arizona Crime Uncovered. If you have a case you want us to cover, send me an email or reach out to ABC 15. Thank you for watching Arizona Crime Uncovered. We're working to bring awareness to crimes where victims are still awaiting justice and also provide an in-depth look at cases still unfolding. Each episode breaks down a timeline of the case, where it stands now, and if any help is needed from the community. You can watch on abc15.com, the ABC 15 mobile app, Roku, YouTube, or any of your other streaming platforms.